When Bitcoin was invented, the early founders and developers of the software, they had to use terms that the general public could relate to and understand, even though it wasn't a perfect match. So even the word Bitcoin itself is kind of interesting because a coin is usually something metallic or tangible, and Bitcoin is really it's numbers on a blockchain that represent value. But I mean, much like numbers in your on your bank's app is a representation of value, and they're still just numbers. So it's a digital currency, but they try to make things a little bit more palatable and tangible and understandable. Well, the same thing goes with a Bitcoin wallet address. So it's interesting because in a physical sense, a wallet is a physical device that holds your bills and sometimes change. Now it's your cards and things like that, but it's essentially a place where you're carrying around physical money or cards that you can transact with. Well, a wallet in the Bitcoin world is it really holds no money. There's no money in a wallet, or on a bit. I mean, where the money lives is in the database or the blockchain. The blockchain has a record of everybody's balances. So the blockchain, in other words, is a ledger. It's a public ledger that everybody can see what amount of Bitcoin exists on every single public wallet address. So this Bitcoin wallet address is something that exists on the blockchain, but in order to move those coins, you need the authorization. I can't just go out and move Bitcoin from one wallet address to another if I'm not the person that generated that public wallet with the private key that generated that wallet. So that's how the concept of a private key relates to a Bitcoin wallet address. So the wallet address is a public endpoint. It's a place where you can broadcast to the network or look up publicly to say, hey, this is valid and this is how much money is currently in this address. Well, that address, if you generate your own, then you have control over the coin or coins that are transferred to that address. If you go to an exchange, or you go to, or if some middleman is holding the private keys, they might generate a Bitcoin wallet address for you, but you don't really have control over those coins because whoever generated that wallet address has control over them. So, like on an exchange like Coinbook.com, we provide a public address for you. So when you move your Bitcoin to Coinbook to sell or to trade, we generate that for you. And that public address we link to your account so that we can give you credit for those coins and all of that. But the private key that generated that is kept secret, and we custody those coins for you. The best way to use Bitcoin is to keep it in your own private wallet. The best the best of those methods is to use a hardware wallet that keeps your coins offline. And that phrase alone doesn't make sense because your coins are not offline, but the permission to send them is offline. And you want to guard that and keep it very safe, because if somebody gets a copy of your private key, they have permission to move all of the coins from the addresses that were generated. So for example, if a single private key generates 1,000 addresses and there's money on those 1,000 addresses, it takes a single private key to move all of those coins off. And so you just have to be careful with your private key in that manner. But the Bitcoin wallet address is simply just a way of keeping track of what Bitcoin resides in which account. And it's a public record, so people can kind of see where all of that is maintained. If you have more questions, you can reach out to us at coinbook.com. You can, send us a support ticket with questions. We're happy to help you out and answer things so that you can understand how the whole process works. We're just glad to be in the industry and want to help people understand. So we'll hopefully talk to you soon.